Let's be real, we are absolutely drowning in data. Every single click, every purchase, every time we log into something, it's all just creating more and more of it. But all that information, it's basically just useless noise unless we know how to listen. So how do we turn all that noise into smart, decisive action? Well, that's exactly what we're going to break down.
And that's the big question, isn't it? It's easy to have mountains of data. I mean, we're creating it constantly. The hard part, the really crucial part, is turning it into something meaningful, something that helps us make better choices. It's about making that leap from just collecting info to actually gaining some real wisdom from it.
So how do we do it? The answer is actually a pretty cool journey, a step-by-step progression called the Analytics Maturity Continuum. Just think of it like climbing a ladder. With every single rung you climb, you get a clearer, more powerful view of everything around you.
And here it is, the four-step journey of analytics. Each stage answers a bigger, more complex question than the one before it. We're going to start by looking in the rearview mirror, understanding what happened and why. Then we'll shift our gaze forward to predict what's coming and, eventually, figure out how to shape it. So let's dive into each step.
Okay, so like any good road trip, before you figure out where you're going, you got to know where you are. So before we can chart a course forward, we have to really understand the road we've already traveled. This first half is all about digging into the past to find some clear, hard facts.
This is square one. It's the absolute foundation for any company that wants to use data well. Descriptive analytics takes these huge, messy piles of past data and boils them down into something you can actually understand. You know those classic business dashboards, charts, and reports you see everywhere? That's what this is. It's all about presenting the facts. Plain and simple.
And honestly, you've seen this stuff a million times. When a company announces its quarterly sales numbers, or a website tracks how many people visited this year compared to last year, yep, that's descriptive analytics in action. It just gives you a really clear snapshot of things that have already happened.
Okay, great. We know what happened, but the next obvious question is, why? I mean, who cares what happened if we don't know why, right? This is where diagnostic analytics comes in. It's where you put on your detective hat and start digging under the surface to find the root causes behind those numbers.
So picture this. A company's report, their descriptive analytics, shows that people suddenly stopped using their app as much. That's the what. A data analyst would then use diagnostic tools to investigate, and they might find a really strong link between that drop in engagement and a recent price hike. And boom, there's your why.
So let's just quickly recap the first half of our journey, the backward-looking part. Descriptive analytics gives you the headline. It tells you what happened. And diagnostic analytics gives you the story behind the headline. It tells you why it happened. You really need both to get the full picture of the past.
All right, we spent enough time looking in the rearview mirror. We get it. Now it's time to look out the front windshield and see what's coming up ahead. Let's move on to the really forward-looking types of analytics and see how this all builds into something incredibly powerful.
This is where things get really, really cool. Predictive analytics takes all that info from the past and uses it to make some seriously educated guesses about the future. It uses powerful tools like machine learning to find these hidden patterns. It's kind of like how you learn over time that certain types of dark clouds almost always mean it's about to rain. It's the same idea, just way more complex.
And this isn't just theory. This is super practical stuff. Imagine if a streaming service could figure out which customers are thinking about canceling before they actually do. It lets them step in and try to keep them. Or think about a clothing store that can predict which styles are going to be a huge hit next season, so they know exactly what to stock up on. It's all about making smarter bets on the future.
And here we are, the top of the mountain, prescriptive analytics. This is the most advanced, most powerful stage of them all. It doesn't just tell you what's likely to happen. It goes a step further and tells you what you should do about it. It actually recommends specific actions to take to get the best possible result.
Think about a massive delivery company. They don't just want to predict traffic jams. They need to know the absolute single best route for every truck, right this second. A prescriptive model does exactly that. It juggles all the different variables, fuel costs, traffic, how much a truck can hold, delivery deadlines, and it spits out the perfect plan. This is decision-making on autopilot, but like a really, really smart autopilot.
Okay, so we've looked at all four types one by one. But the real magic, the true power, happens when they all start working together. Let's look at a real-world example from a field where these decisions can literally be a matter of life and death: healthcare. Let's walk through this together. A hospital might start with descriptive analytics to see, say, the recovery rates for a certain surgery.
Then they'd use diagnostic analytics to figure out why some patients recover faster than others, identifying key risk factors. With that knowledge, predictive analytics can forecast which new patients are at the highest risk for complications. And finally, prescriptive analytics brings it all home, recommending the most effective personalized treatment plan for that specific patient to get the best possible outcome. See how each step just builds on the last one? It's a perfect flow from insight right into action.
Okay, so we've gone on this whole journey, from digging into the past to actively trying to shape the future, from just raw data to smart decisions. But why does all of this matter? What's the big deal?
Well, because this is the whole point. This is the ultimate payoff. Mastering this journey is completely transformative. It allows businesses, organizations, even us as individuals to stop just reacting to problems after they've already happened and instead start proactively shaping the future we actually want to see. It's a total game changer.
And that pretty much says it all, doesn't it? The journey through these 4 types of analytics isn't just about getting better at making charts. It's about evolving. It's about transforming yourself from someone who just looks at data into someone who uses it to make intelligent, impactful choices. So, the final question really is, where are you on this journey?